Good Shabbos again, everyone. Tonight is our third annual college send-off Shabbat. And of course, this is a time when many of our college students have already left or getting ready to leave to begin their time studying away from us at universities across Texas and across the United States. And every Friday night when we do the college send-off Shabbat over the years, we've welcomed directors of different Hillels across the state. Tonight, it's my honor to welcome Risa Bierman. Risa is beginning her 6th year as Texas A&M Hillel's executive director. No more of that. I'm a UT grad. That's it. Okay? It was hard enough to, no. Risa has lived in College Station for 27 years and has been actively involved in the local Jewish community. She has 25 years of experience working with college students at various institutions across the country, including nearly 20 years in student life at Texas A&M. She's excited to work with Jewish students at A&M and really make them feel welcome and make A&M in the Jewish experience a welcoming one as they go off to college and grow. Her husband is a professor at the Mays Business School, and she has 2 sons, one who's a sophomore at Texas A&M, and the other will be starting graduate school in College Station. We also welcome a student that Risa has brought with her, Emily Chilton. Emily is beginning her junior year this year, and she's originally from Frisco, Texas. So please join me in welcoming Risa and Emily to Beth Yeshurun.
All right, howdy. So there's my howdy. Howdy. Where are my Aggies in the room? There we are. Look at them all. Yay. There are former students, there are current students, and there are future Aggies in the room. So it is so nice to see everyone and your hands raised. As Rabbi Strauss said, my name is Risa Bierman. I have been in College Station for a very, very long time. And I love my job. And I'm going to let Emily introduce herself.
Right, howdy again. My name is Emily Chilton. I'm a junior psychology major from Frisco, Texas. I'm also the director of recruitment this coming year at Hillel. But more importantly, I'm the loudest and the proudest member of the Fightin' Texas Aggie class of 2024. AAA. Whoop.
Okay. I don't want to ask how many Longhorns we have in the room because probably a lot more hands than, yeah. And that's fine. And hopefully we're all Texans at heart, right? So we can be both. So our whoops, there's our whoops. But we wanted to talk a little bit about the Jewish community in Aggie Land because I think some of you don't even maybe know how vibrant it is and how robust it is. And so that is, we thank you so much for the opportunity to come and talk and share what we do and how we've grown and how we're continuing to grow and what it's like being a Jewish student in Aggie Land because I think there's some misconceptions out there that everybody has that we are a small town in the middle of nowhere. And if I had somebody who came by who had been there 25 years ago, they couldn't believe how much the town has grown, how many restaurants and stores we have now. We have Kendra Scott and Lululemon, for those of you who know. So, that's pretty bougie. So we really are coming up in the world. So you got to understand how we are. But I do love my job. I love working with our students every day. We have a beautiful building that they get to come to. We, on average, so we do a lot for our students. Our building is open 24/7 for our students. The door is locked, but they have access to our building all the time, which is wonderful. And there have been an occasional time or two where I've gone in the morning and there has been sleeping persons in the building, and that's okay. As long as they feel safe in the building and they've been studying all night, and that's lovely. They can use the building to do that. I want them to feel at home and to take advantage of what that building has to offer. And it's a safe place for them. So we get on average, I would say, 35 to 40 people for Shabbat dinners every Friday night, which I think that's a nice number for us, and I think it really surprises a lot of students and a lot of parents who come to visit us. We've been seeing a lot more students coming through to A&M, and all of you who live in Texas know part of the top 10% rule, and it's getting much, much harder for Jewish students in particular to get into the UT, and so they're starting to branch out, which is wonderful for us, and we have seen a lot more students coming through for tours and to ask us about what Jewish life is like at A&M, and we're starting to see them come to A&M and really enjoy themselves. Rachel's in there, she'll kill me. She doesn't even know me, and I'm calling her out. And then there's Hannah. So we have 2 current students that are in the audience with us. Raise your hands, where are you? There's Hannah. And so I think that it's really fun. I know, right? We're so excited. It's really nice to see them. But let me tell you some of the things they can take advantage of with us. We do Shabbat dinners every Friday. Our services are student-led, so our students learn all and do everything. I sit in the back and go, good job, good job. Sort of like, you too, yeah. Mazel tov, by the way, to you too. And we do programs. We have a rabbi that comes up from spring, Rabbi Seiger, who comes up and teaches a Jewish Learning Fellowship class for us. We have Israeli cooking classes that one of our vice presidents is doing. We obviously do fun social events. In our freshman event this year, we're going to Top Golf or Big Shots or whichever one you have around here. So it should be a fun time for our freshmen. And we really allow the students to grow and to be whoever they want to be Jewishly. From having one of our past students who's a 3rd-year rabbinical student out at HUC in LA, and who would think that we would get a rabbi at a College Station, to some of our other students who have grown up maybe not so Jewish, have stepped on our campus, have stepped into Hillel, and are now really embracing their Judaism. And it's so nice to see them grow and to learn and to want to learn. I wanted to take a group of students last winter on Birthright, and unfortunately 2 or 3 days before the trip it was canceled on us, but we had 15, I know, it was so sad. So we had 15 people signed up, and hopefully we will have over 20 this winter, and hopefully we'll get to go back to Israel this year, so I'm really excited. The other questions that we get a lot of times are, what kind of BDS issues are there on our campus, and what is the climate like for Jewish students? We really knock on something. We have very little of that on our campus. Since it is a very Christian evangelical campus, they love Israel. We do a lot of interfaith work. We had 2 interfaith programs this year. We had one where I'm a part of our Campus Ministry Association, and I had all of them and their students come, and we had a beautiful dialogue with 7 or 8 different representatives from different religions talking about who we are and where our differences are and where our commonalities intersect. And it was really, really lovely to see. And then we did a Passover Seder for our Christian students, and they loved it. And they already are asking me and begging me to do it again next year. And they loved the matzah balls, which was amazing to me. I was like, I did make them, by the way, but that's not why I don't think they liked them. But they really, really wanted to experience that. And so that's the kind of environment that our students are surrounded by, that willingness and that knowledge and that want to learn and to grow and to learn about others, and others want to learn about us. And I know there's a group here. We get groups of students all the time that have questions and will come in and ask us questions. But Emily can talk a little bit more if she's had any anti-Semitic experiences. I'm sure they're out there like any other campus, but really I have not in my 5 years had to deal with anything on campus. So I think that speaks really highly, and that's a really nice thing for me to be able to tell parents when they're coming to campus. So I'm going to let Emily, and then we'll tag team again. So go ahead, Emily.
All right, so I wanted to touch a little bit on kind of just my experience at Hillel at A&M. So when I was looking for college as a senior. I really didn't know what I wanted, but I had a list of things that were definitely a priority, and a strong Jewish community was definitely one of them. My sister was a current Aggie at the time, and she actually was Hillel president at one point as well, so for 2 years, yes. But really drew me to the campus, and going to visit her while she was at A&M, I got to know people at Hillel. I got to know Risa. Risa is like a second mom at Hillel, so if you have not met Risa, she is a wonderful person. Please get to know her. But I really just felt at home at A&M, and Hillel was a big part of that. So when I got to campus, Hillel was definitely one of those things that I was looking to get involved in. But as a senior, the class of 2020, coming into school, fall of 2020 was not a typical year. It was the height of COVID, so I know we all experienced that in different ways. But especially as a freshman in college, it was anything but normal. And so I was looking for anything that I could to feel as normal as possible. So I got really involved on campus and got involved at Hillel. And Hillel was one of the few organizations that I was a part of that did a lot of programming still in person, which I was super thankful for. Obviously distanced and masked and all of that, but to have that in-person connection whenever possible, especially every Friday night, was something I really looked forward to. My whole friend group is made from Hillel, and I mean, that's really just where I found my home at A&M, and so I can't speak enough on all of the great things that Hillel gave me at A&M. I mean, I've grown so much as a person, as a leader. We have a great student board, which we do a lot as students to lead things at Hillel. I mean, she mentioned that we lead services and stuff like that. She mentioned that we're planning a freshman event. I actually planned that whole event. Risa really just sat back and said, okay, sounds great. Like, there's a lot of opportunity to grow, not only as a student through school, but also just however you want. And so I've grown a lot as a Jewish student and as just a leader as well. Is there anything else you wanted me to touch on specifically? No? All right.
Okay. So I know people are hungry. Our little row behind us, they were hungry. They were hilarious. So I did bring, if anyone wants them, you can come up after. They say howdy from Texas A&M Hillel. I'll be happy to give them out. Their luggage tags. They can go on backpacks, whatever. They're kind of fun for anybody who wants them. But if you ever have any questions, please reach out to us. Come up and visit us. I really encourage you. I think you'll be really surprised at Aggieland and how it has grown and how it has changed over the years for the better. And so thank you and Shabbat Shalom. And before whoop, there's my whoops, I love it. But before I end, I want to introduce Nancy Brand, who is the president of our corporate board, who wants to say just a couple of things.
Hi, I'm Nancy Brand. I'm currently serving as the president of the Texas A&M Hillel. I'm also president of the AIM Annette Sheps Foundation. Our foundation is a proud supporter of the A&M Hillel, as well as other Hillels in and outside the state of Texas. We greatly value the work that Hillels have done on college campuses for the past 100 years. They adapt to ever-changing conditions on campuses and are always willing to help students. Tonight, we want to thank Rabbi Strauss for spotlighting the importance of Hillels on the college campuses. Accordingly, we would like to present Rabbi Strauss with the AI and Annette Sheps Community Service Award for his efforts in emphasizing the necessity of Hillels within the Jewish community. The plaque reads, AI and Annette Sheps Community Service Award, honoring Rabbi Brian Strauss for his efforts to promote Jewish student life at universities in the state of Texas. Thank you so much, Rabbi Strauss.
Nancy, thank you very much. And Risa and Emily, beautiful talk. And Nancy, you're very kind to do that. It's heartwarming to see that there is vibrant Jewish life in College Station. And it really goes back to all the work, Nancy, you and Arthur, those who've gone before you, those throughout your family and other Beth Yeshurun members that are involved in College Station and getting the Hillel going. And now it's vibrant. It's a great community. And thank God it is. Thank God that when we as rabbis send up our students to places like College Station, there's a place they can go. They can meet other Jewish students. They can learn about their Judaism. They can explore. They can grow as Jews. And if it wasn't for Hillel, I wouldn't be a rabbi today. So Hillel means a lot to me personally, and I just know it means a lot to everyone here. And for our college students that are here tonight and that are watching online, I encourage you to go to Hillel, whether it may be a Shabbat service or a Yom Kippur service, or maybe a pro-Israel event or social action activity. Whatever it may be, it's a great place to meet friends. It's a great place to learn and explore your Judaism as you're out on your own for the first time. So thank you for making us all feel very good about the Jewish future this evening. Only blessings for all the Jewish students in College Station. Amen.